In 1959, at Street's Grocery in Whitefish, Montana's special spice was born. Alpine Touch. It's the taste you grew up with, well seasoned through the test of time. As the tradition carries from one Montana generation to the next. From its humble beginnings to a trusted brand, here's to the next 60 years. Alpine Touch. Montana's special spice since 1959.
Pleased we got the game played first and foremost today. I woke up and drove in this morning and didn't know if that was going to happen. So the weather cooperated enough. Really for the situation, I think we had a great crowd. I hope there was fans across the state and across the country that got a chance to take part. Spring games are always interesting. You don't know how it's going to play out. You want it to, it's unscripted. It's the only thing we really do that's unscripted through the course of the spring, and you really want that game feel. The score. One team gets up 17-0, and the other team's got to fight back. There was a safety, there was a 2-point conversion, and ultimately, it played out the way it did. So I thought our guys really competed well. It's another really good evaluation tool for us to take a look at them, and we'll keep. We set the bar. That's what we talked about. The bar isn't where we need it to be, but we set the bar here at the end of April, and we need to be a better team come August. So
when it is unscripted, but then it does come down to having some late game situations, a 4-minute situation, a 2-minute situation. Do you like that? And how do you think those guys did in those situations late in the game?
That's the stuff you really can't practice. You could throw it up there, but there isn't the ebbs and flows of a game and the score and the comeback and all that stuff. So the great team having to waste as much time or use as much time as they could ultimately to get the score, have to use a couple timeouts on the other side to hold time, and then the blue team did a good job of getting down there, and we haven't necessarily had those last play of game installs. That's something you do more in the fall. So I was just crossing my fingers that we didn't throw a ball up and someone would collision or something like that, but at least to be throwing the ball in the end zone to bounce back was a big deal for the blue team to be able to do that.
Earlier this spring you talked about maybe not being able to practice like you wanted, scrimmage like you wanted because of weather. Better weather today. Was airing it out more of an emphasis today?
Well, I think relative to last Saturday, it was really, really hard because of the wind. I think we worked Tuesday, Thursday, and then today on kind of balancing that out a little bit. And I think part of it is you have this game kind of stage. You get a chance to test the guys protecting, the quarterbacks, the receivers, the guys covering, all that stuff. So, I think you get one side chasing points a little bit. That's part of what happened. But no, I think the balance, the run-pass balance was appropriate today and through the week to kind of make up for what happened last week.
Yeah, and you're able to cycle through quarterbacks today. What do you think they're playing? Some of the deep shots there?
Yeah, I thought they all did some things. It's hard for both Tommy and Sean. Part of their game is to run the football, to make plays with their feet, and you really take that away when you have the gold shirt on. You have them react to different things the best you can. I know there's some plays I'm sure that they could have broke out on that it gets blown dead. I thought we threw the ball relatively well, and we had some miscues too. And we had guys on the other end. From 50-50 situations, receivers make some plays, DBs make some plays. Young Jordan Reed gets out there and did some really, really good things just on the unscripted. So, that position needs to continue to get tested and then, feel good about our progress out of spring.
How much did the injuries and the guys missing affect kind of your mindset in this game, and just how do you really kind of a silver lining to be able to get younger guys some more reps?
Yeah, we have what we have right now. I think we had some proven guys that didn't go through the spring, and I trust them and their recovery and their attention to detail. But yeah, it allows for other guys to have to emerge, to be called upon, and that's typically what you go through in the spring. It's just a product of a long physical season. You get some guys fixed up. They don't need spring as badly as some of those guys that are getting all those reps. So, I think we had some guys pressing the duty that really took some strides this spring, I know, and we'll need to continue to do that.
Any of those guys specifically that's especially in this game that stood out?
Well, you put me on the spot. I know what I think. Position-wise, that we're down some guys, but we graduated some guys. O-line, I think we graduated 3 starters. We're down a couple more guys. But that group has continued to grow and get deeper. I know we're down guys like Callahan, guys like Ty, Isaiah. The guys that end up stepping up and doing more are that whole group of linebackers. I know in the secondary, Lavelle Price is probably the guy that's taken that opportunity the most at the nickel spot. And then I think you look at the running backs today between Lane, Sumner, Garrett Kuhn, and Demarius Hosey. That was probably their best day collectively.
The offensive line, that blue team, all of them are sophomores, and those are kind of the guys that are leading the way. So what do you thought of their kind of chemistry as a unit? How do you think they're working together as a unit?
It's definitely coming. I think that group has kind of grown up together. I think that matters. I think there's really no one guy that's the alpha necessarily, so I think they're all taking on their own accountability within that group. I think there's a bunch of competition too. I hope we get to the fall and we can look and say, there's a good chance that there's 8-9 guys that are going to be in the mix. I think that's real, and that's what you want to be at that position, whether it's that competition that drives guys or then your ability to play a bunch of guys. We were much thinner, I felt, last year, and it's our hope that looks different next fall.
Sean Chambers threw 3 picks, but then he came back and led the touchdown drive. So what do you think of his response to kind of get back on the positive side?
Yeah, that's a situation where he's a competitor. He's going to bounce back. I know 2 of those were down the field throws for sure, and we'll take a look at the film to see if it was decision, what it was. But he's going to be able to bounce back, and you're out there competing in trying to take your team and move forward. And he is a competitor, true and true, and he'll just, I think we know who he is, and that didn't surprise me today, I guess.
Good work for Lane Sumner and Demarius Hosey on either side. So what do you think of their ability to kind of step up, take a bunch of carries? No,
that was big. I know Garrett Kuhn got a bunch early, but yeah, I thought they did a good job of carrying the load and making some plays too. And we'll have to see whether it's them making plays or defense missing or a combination. I think it's a little bit of both, but pleased with their efforts today.
Drew had 2 of those picks. Was that indicative of kind of what you thought of his performance overall today?
I think that was his best day. I think Drew's a guy that's continuing to develop within our program. Just got here in January, so for him to make a couple plays like that was it was big for him, and cap his spring ball off on a positive note. But progress nonetheless.
And Marcus being kind of the first or starting guy on the blue team, how much of that is a reflection of how well he's played in the spring?
No, I think that's what that is. Marcus Weir moved over, and we moved him in January. He took it upon himself in January, February, and March to be get himself prepared, put some more weight on, all that stuff, and he did that, and he really took to coaching this spring. A guy that you could see on a daily basis keep getting better and better. So really excited about moving him, but more so just how he's responded to the move.
And then another former D lineman on the offensive line, Trey Yates. Can you kind of speak to why he moved and what you've seen from him so far this spring?
Well, I think we got a lot of guys that are good football players, whether they're linemen or whatever, and you try to find the best place that gives them the best opportunity to get on the field the fastest, help the team. And I think both those moves were in response to seeing a better opportunity for them on offense than defense, and like how they both went and attacked it and the progress that they made.
The defensive line seems like some of those guys stepping up as well. So a lot of those guys got playing time last year. How much do you think that helps them, and then what's the next step for that group?
Yeah, we have 6 of the 10 that played pretty significant time last year back, and what needs to happen are those 6 guys, they need to step into a greater role. Brody Grebe, Sebastian Valdez, Blake Schmidt, probably in particular, those 3. And then the other guys need to keep coming, and then there needs to be a continuation of that 7, 8, 9, and 10 emerging, which I think it's in progress. I know we left spring ball last year, and if I would have tried to tell any of you we were going to play 10 guys, you probably would have laughed at me the way we were in the spring. So there's development there, but it's about the guys, those 6 in particular, really about stepping their game up, and then younger guys continuing to grow. This next 3 months.
Day after your contract was announced, any just general thoughts on?
No, I appreciate the university add another year to my contract. I think that shows faith in the job that we're doing, and Coach Binford, Coach Sprinkle. I think we got a good thing going, and I think our success, collective success, is all part of one big plan that President Cruzado, Leon have embraced, and it's not just us three, but to reflect the three, I guess, extensions. And I'm really happy for all of us, I guess, and I'm excited to continue to lead this program.
What's the summer look like for you guys now that spring ball's over? I mean, how much of that then accountability falls on the players?
Oh, a lot of it does. I think you try to, as a player, you leave spring ball with a better sense for, okay, where am I at? What have I done well? What do I need to keep, improving upon? And I think it just allows you, it sets you up better for the summer now. And our guys will come back the end of May, beginning of June, and it's a lot of hard work. The NCAA's changed some things, so our coaches can work with the guys a little bit more than they ever have before. They can certainly meet with them, but it all falls within an 8-hour work week. So it's a different tempo to the summer, but boy, it's as important a time as there is in the calendar to me.
Blackfoot Communications is committed to supporting Bozeman businesses. From intelligent network solutions like SD-WAN to fast and reliable fiber-based services, Blackfoot delivers innovative ways for your business to succeed. Blackfoot Communications. Connect to more.
How did it go, I guess, first of all?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it was my best day, but I mean, it was a great experience. It was a great way to cap it off. Pretty nice day. The second half worked out pretty well for the great team, I'd say. The sun came out, and we did work in the second half. So it was an awesome way to cap off the spring season. So
how was it going up against TJ and Rush? How did they block you? What did you think of them overall?
They did a pretty good job today. I mean, we didn't get them in third and long a lot, so we didn't what we needed to do, and so we didn't have a lot of chances to rush. But they did a good job overall, and I mean, when you go against guys that can block pretty well, it makes you better every day. So
one thing Coach Weir just talked about is this defensive line group kind of stepping up and making strides this spring. How do you feel like you guys kind of improve throughout the season?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for the spring is we got to ring the bell. That's what that's our D-line thing. Is we had good guys coming out, 2 All-Americans, all Big Sky, and when you have guys like that leaving the program, you got to find players that'll step up. And I mean, we got some guys that are playing pretty well right now. They had a good day. Seabass didn't play a ton, but he's going to be huge for us. And I'm just trying to step in that role, try to be Daniel. So.
Yeah, and I think you were one of the guys back on that safety, I want to say.
Yep.
How big was that play? What was kind of the emotions like in that great sideline?
Yeah, I mean, that was just a huge momentum shift when you can get a safety, and when we were down 17-0, have the defense kind of start something up, and from there the offense took it over. So it's just a spark that we needed.
Yeah, I know it's a spring game, but how big is that when you guys kind of get these like game-like reps, if you will?
Exactly. I mean, you got to face adversity, and that's what Gray did out there in the second half, being able to come out there and raise the tempo a little bit, and come out and get the win.
You mentioned the weather earlier. I mean, last scrimmage it was windy and you guys could barely throw the ball. Is it nice to finally have a little more pass rushing opportunities?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't always get perfect pass rushing opportunities in practice and stuff like that. We get one-on-ones once in a while. But when you can get live game reps where you're actually going through the process, and especially when you got a running quarterback like Tommy, just looking for the hole to slip out, you got to close the pocket down. And so the live reps are what we need, basically.
What was your biggest takeaway from the spring? What were you working on the most that you kind of felt like you addressed?
My base down reps is what I was working on the most. I played a lot of third down reps, as you guys know, last season. So coming into this season, I need to be able to take reps first through third down, basically, and make my game better there. And that's how I'm going to rise to the top of our league if I can.
More like a more run defense kind of focus on.
Yep.
You guys had so many great senior leaders last year. So does this team feel different, and if so, how?
I mean, coming back this beginning of the spring and lifts and the start of spring practice, you're like looking for guys like Troy, Chase, Mondre, Daniel, like all these awesome guys that left. And so then when you get to that point, you gotta, basically that's kind of what I've been trying to do on the D-line. I'm one of the older guys, not really old, but trying to be a leader and just bring up the tempo for the D-line, and that's where it starts on the defense. So
many of you D linemen got good reps last year. So even though you do lose 3 all-league guys, how much do you think that helped you guys? How beneficial was that?
It's just depth. When you can go out here during spring practice and double rep, and then you come into these games and we can go 2 teams and not drop off that much. And just like last year, we can rotate 8-10 guys. That's huge for the defense, especially for depth. If you're getting tired, anything like the next year, like this year, we have Sebastian, Ben, David, Blake, all got good reps. So that's going to be huge for us coming this fall.
What makes Ben Seymour hard to block?
He's not a long levered guy. He's just strong and takes the target away well, and he had a good day today. I'm excited for him.
What does the summer look like for you guys?
So we have roll-in lifts next couple weeks, and we got finals, and then we'll be gone until the end of May, and then we'll come back and get right into it. We'll be lifting 5 days a week, and then I guess basically 6. So just getting in here, we'll get stronger at the beginning of the summer, and then transition towards more conditioning towards the end.
Was it tough with so many guys out, or do you just view that as opportunities for other guys to play?
It's honestly kind of a weird thing because you see how many guys get out, but it's more about how you take care of your body and yourself. The young guys, they really go through it. I went through it last year. I was out a little bit, but you got to be in the training room, in the weight room all the time, getting your body right. So if you can stay healthy, you're getting extra reps, and that's going to help you when it comes September, November, January.
Anybody specifically, any one or a couple guys that stood out to you from this game?
Ben, he had an awesome game. It's kind of hard when you got the quarterbacks, you can't touch them, so the refs are hesitant to call a sack. And but Ben had an awesome day. I'm excited for him, and Blake Schmidt also had a good day. So those are the guys. I mean, obviously the back end I don't focus on as more, but for the D line, I'm proud of those guys.
Yep. Tommy, one of the first plays of the game was that deep shot to Robbie. I mean, was that kind of more of an emphasis in this offense today, to kind of air it out a little more?
I don't know. I mean, it just the 5 weeks into spring ball, just want to go and evaluate guys in situations. We got some fans there finally. We've had 2 other scrimmages, but this is the first time we've had fans. So, obviously Robbie's had a great spring, and I trusted him obviously, and it was a great connection right off the bat. He went and made a play for me. It wasn't the best ball, so I'm glad about that. Yeah.
Sure, and Jordan had that play late in the fourth quarter, and Willie had some big catches. I mean, what do you think of kind of the QB to wide receiver connections today?
Yeah, it was a solid day for sure. Obviously, I'm happy with the guys. Getting up this morning with 2 or 3 inches of snow and keeping that, in their mind that they're still going to have to go out and perform. It'd be really easy to just complain and to, get down and be, heck, we're just going to run the ball and get in a funky mood. But everyone was, locked in, and we got out there and we were competing. So I'm happy with the entire group.
Take us to the last 90 seconds. You guys get the ball back with like a minute and a half to go. So kind of a 2-minute drill maybe you didn't expect.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Heck, perfect day for a 2-minute drill. Spring game, nothing better than that. So it was just a perfect storm. Obviously, we're glad that the offense was scoring. It's offense, it's Bobcat offense. Doesn't matter what team you're on. So we're glad that both teams were scoring, but great opportunity at the end to work some of our stuff. So it was for both sides, and heck, defense too. We're going to be in those situations. So we were very lucky that that opportunity came, and heck, I just wish we would have had one more play in us.
Well, on the last play, if you're not wearing the yellow jersey, you think you probably would have ran it?
No, I was thinking about running still, but I was like, I don't know, it's a little bit different obviously with the yellow jersey, totally. But no, I'm glad that I didn't try to run it because heck, it was 15 yards and 8 people had to get past, so that's not the greatest odds. So I don't know, got to give my guy a chance, or we'll work on something else of the season. But I'm happy with it.
But on the Gray side, Jordan Reed looked like he showed some composure as a true freshman, operating to get the Gray team up and get the game-winning score.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was I gotta watch that play. I don't know exactly what they called there, but yeah, they got behind one of the corners on the blue team, and we gave him a shot, gave him a catchable ball, and Charles made a great catch and made a great play afterwards. So yeah.
Tommy, when we initially talked to you a few weeks back at the beginning of spring camp, you said you wanted to become more of a vocal leader and have the QB group become a more competitive group and just create that depth. Do you feel like that was accomplished?
Heck. No, it was a great 5 weeks. I think we're leaps and bounds in front of where we were at this time last year. I think we have a group of guys in the quarterback room and on offense in general that really bought in right now, and I think we got a lot of great work in throughout the spring. Super competitive. Heck, I think we're going to have a great competitive fall as well. I don't think that anything's set in stone right now, so I'm excited to continue to compete with these guys.
Seemed like that blue team offensive line that you were playing behind got a pretty good push. What did you think of their play today?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, JT Reed, new guy came in, stepped up. Obviously, a lot of those other guys have been here, been doing that stuff, but and Marcus Weir also coming from the D-line to offensive line throughout the spring. Those guys have really stepped up and made a mark really quick here on our offense. Super proud of what they're able to do today. A lot of outside zone. Obviously just worked the basics of our offense, and it's not an easy defensive line to move around and to do that too. So I was obviously very happy. I think everyone is.
Was it weird to have so many guys out? Did it affect you in any way, or did you just kind of go with it?
What do you mean guys out? Like injuries?
The injury guys.
Injuries?
Guys who weren't playing.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of our springs are not easy by any means. We we get a lot of work in. We double rep, and it's not easy. Obviously, it teaches guys how to take care of their bodies. It necessitates that, and it teaches people how to take care of themselves out on the field. We're not going full contact all the time, but spring's not easy for these guys, but out there, it's next guy up, and that's why we double rep, is because we got 2s and 3s and 4s that know exactly what they're doing. Like if they were the ones on a lot of other programs with how many reps they're getting in the spring, we have our 4s getting that many reps. So it's not easy, but obviously it shows. Everyone 1 through 4 today. There were very few miscommunications.
You mentioned the snow. I mean, were you just kind of happy to not have 20-30 mile per hour winds?
Heck yeah. Last week we weren't as lucky, but great conclusion to the 5 weeks. I thought great weather, really held up there. I woke up to I had no idea what it was going to be. Last night it was supposed to snow, it didn't, so I was hoping that when I woke up this morning maybe it was continuing to push it back, but no. But they took care of the field for us, and it was perfect.
Lane and Damari's got a lot of reps at running back today. What do you think of their performance?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are both studs. Lane's been here. He's been doing that for a very long time now. So I think, he's just doing his thing. That's kind of who he is. He makes plays. And, Hosey, he's had a good spring for sure. He's competing on the other side. And we had a couple good screen plays where he's making some plays in the open field. So it'll be cool to watch the film and obviously support those guys.
How are you feeling just personally and individually, health-wise, and how much progress do you think you made this spring?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Taking care of my body the past 5 weeks, and obviously probably the past 13 now. Since our last real game, came straight from rehabbing straight into spring ball. That process has been really very reassuring. The first week back I was slow. I wasn't doing much, but after week 3 I felt great, and I was pretty much back up to 100. So at this point it's getting into shape. It's making up for those 8 weeks that was more mental for me and not as physical. I'm more on the physical side here coming up, but I thought I made a bunch of strides. I'm really happy with my understanding of the offense right now. I'm excited for the summer and to work with these guys some more.
This summer, what's the plans? Because a lot of player-run practices, but you guys can work with the coaches a little more too. So how do you take advantage of it?
Yeah, I'm not even completely sure what all the regulations are with NCAA, so I don't want to say, too much about what we're going to be doing and what we're not, because I don't even know what we're going to be doing yet. But yeah, for sure, just getting in with the guys, the receivers, staying, with that connection we've had so far, had so many reps, and we're not going to kind of get out of sync here for the next 3 months over the summer. We're going to be getting together and throwing and player run practices, and yeah, we'll be staying sharp.
I'm good.
Blackfoot Communications is committed to supporting Bozeman businesses. From intelligent network solutions like SD-WAN to fast and reliable fiber-based services, Blackfoot delivers innovative ways for your business to succeed. Blackfoot Communications. Connect to more.